I often ask the questions on this YouTube channel, so this is the chance for you to get to know me. I'll be answering all the people's questions that they've sent in to me via Instagram and Twitter. Hello, welcome to my journey to the media world. Today I'll be doing a question and answer session. As the aspiring young journalist, I often ask all the questions on this YouTube channel, so this is your chance to get to know me. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications. But without further ado, let's get into this Q&A. The first question is, do you have any interest in other sports? Of course, everyone knows that my main passion is football. I also have an interest in boxing. I find it fascinating what's going to happen with the heavyweight division at the moment. Of course, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. I watched the Tyson Fury documentary, and wow, what an inspiring story from Tyson Fury. Really well put together documentary, edited really well. So yeah, I am aware that you do have to have a wide variety of sports in order to become a sports reporter, so that's why I'm trying to educate myself on as many sports as possible. So the next question is my favourite experience so far. Now I've been lucky enough to have many different opportunities over the past 3 years on this journey, and you know, I enjoy every single one of them. I've particularly enjoyed going to the Soccer Saturday studios in London. I went there a couple of years ago, and wow, what a brilliant experience. If you're a football fan, this is a place you want to be and want to experience. Every Saturday, 3 o'clock obviously, apart from now, we're all missing it at the moment, but every Saturday from around 12 o'clock, Jeff Stelling and the boys come on your screen. And I was lucky enough to go to the studios, watch it being broadcasted. I also interviewed Alan McInally. It was a brilliant experience, once in a lifetime opportunity for a football fan. The next question is a favourite African country. I'm going to go with Ghana for one reason and one reason only. They have a brilliant Aston Villa supporters club out there, together by the people out there, and there's a brilliant documentary on YouTube about it. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Brilliant if you're a Villa fan. They asked me to put a video of their chanting singing in a video of mine, so here you are, people. Have a listen to the AVFC Ghana Lions. Now, as you can imagine, I had quite a few of these questions. Best person you have interviewed. Best person I'd say I've probably interviewed is Jack Grealish, just because as a Villa fan, it was probably one of my best memories. Tony Bellew was also a really nice person to interview and spent a lot of time with me too. Next question comes from Harvey Roberts, a good mate of mine. Who's the pride of Birmingham? There's only one answer to that. Claret and blue behind me. Aston Villa Football Club. End of. Next question. Who put the ball in the small leaf net? Super Jackie Grealish. Next one comes from Mark Girobe. Mark Girobe does some great stuff with Aston Villa. If you're an Aston Villa fan and you don't already follow him on Twitter, make sure you go and follow him. Does some great written work. He asks, what is the top 5 football moments that you have witnessed live? I really like this question, Mark. Great question, and it's a tough one because I've experienced some great Villa moments, some great neutral moments, some great international football moments. So it's really tough to just rank the top 5. But here are my top 5. So the first one is the Dortmund yellow wall. If you've been to Germany and you've experienced this, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Borussia Dortmund probably has one of the best atmospheres in the world, and their yellow wall, one of the loudest I've ever heard them. From pre-kickoff to post-match, whether they've won or lost, the atmosphere is just electric. And I'll show a video of you now of me pre-match singing You'll Never Walk Alone. Number 4 is Aston Villa versus Birmingham City, 4-2 win. I think it was last season. What a turnaround it was. Obviously, Blues fans had their 9 minutes in dreamland. Then two goals from Jonathan Codger and Jack Grealish put us in front. Probably one of the teams he hates the most. Then Alan Hutton, the Scottish Cafu, turned into Messi. He ran the whole of the pitch. In the words of BBC WM reporter, he was halfway to Mosley. Wow. I was in the whole end. The whole end was alive. One of the best experiences I've ever experienced on Derby Day. Third one is the Aston Villa playoff final, and it's always going to be in here, wasn't it, as an Aston Villa fan? You could have guessed I could have put this in there. The fallen Giants were back on their feet. Yes, I was nervous on the day, but the atmosphere in Box Park, post-match, pre-match, seeing them lift the trophy, the day was just electric, and that day will stay with me forever the moment I see Aston Villa get back to the Premier League. Second on the list is watching Ajax win the league title. I was lucky enough to go over to Amsterdam, been over to Amsterdam to watch Ajax a couple of times now, and I've fair to say the atmosphere there is quite amazing. Obviously they've rose over the past few years with their youth academy, always been noticeable for their youth academy, and I was lucky enough to see Ajax win the league. The atmosphere once again was electric. I remember at full time them coming over and the whole stand was bouncing purely because of how they'd won the league and beat them, got one over on Feyenoord. Then we came out of the match and we looked over underneath the bridge, underneath the stadium, and there were the Ajax ultras. They had flares, they had drums, everything. Yeah, we went over there. We didn't get right in the middle of it, but we were, close enough to it to experience the atmosphere. And wow, what a different culture it is out there in terms of football. And the next one on the list is Rangers versus Braga in the Europa League. It was my first Rangers match. Never been up to Rangers before. I'd seen videos online about it with Thogden and Villa on Tour and all that, and finally managed to get up to a match. My uncle's a massive Rangers fan, so he took me up to the match. It was in the Europa League, and they were always special on Europa League nights. I never really appreciated or understood what the atmosphere could be like in Scotland on a European night, and wow, I chose the right game to do it. The full-time score was 3-2 to Rangers. However, they were 2-0 down. They went 2-0 down to Braga, and Rangers just couldn't connect with it in the first half, and I was thinking, oh no, I've come all the way up here to see this. And then the last 10 minutes, Rangers did the unthinkable. They scored 3 goals at Ethan Hagi free kick, which I got on record, which I'll insert now. Absolute scenes there. Probably one of the best video I've ever done on the channel in terms of views, and it really opened my eyes on what a European night at the Rangers can be like. Right, the next one is favourite football match with Aston Villa. Now, like I've said before, the playoff final was always probably my favourite match. Like I say, the atmosphere was amazing, everything like that. So yeah, favourite Aston Villa match was a playoff final. This one comes from my good mate OC Ben. If you don't follow him, Villa fans, follow him on YouTube as B6 Ben, the Villa vlogger. Make sure you go and check him out. He says, who do you want to work for? Now, you all know that I'm an aspiring young journalist, and one day I hope to be working in sports media. And like I said before, I've been lucky enough to go to the Sky Sports studios and witness how they work there and how they put a programme together, how they put Soccer Saturday together. So I've always said it, and my dream would be to work for Sky Sports. It's probably the top in terms of sports reporting. Might take me a while to get there, and I might not even get there, but I'd love to work for Sky Sports purely because when I went there and experienced what it was like, it's just like an epic place to work. Cheers for that, OC Ben. Go and check him out. This one comes from a good friend of mine with cerebral palsy. I hope you don't mind me saying this. It's not football related, but how do you cope with CP? I'm glad I can relate. Now, the fact that you said you're glad you can relate really inspires me to, keep doing these videos and keep giving people advice about cerebral palsy like I do, and keep fighting for people with disabilities. How do I cope with cerebral palsy is the question. I like to use the phrase, I don't suffer from cerebral palsy, I have cerebral palsy. I like to use that phrase because the end of the day, I have to embrace it. I have cerebral palsy. I try to embrace it as much as I can, and if anything, it probably makes me a more determined person to want to succeed and want to prove that although I've got a disability, I can still do something I love and still be involved in stuff. Next one, who has been your inspiration? Now, many people that inspire me, but I say the main ones are England's cerebral palsy football team. Once again, I was lucky enough to go to St George's Park and interview some of the England cerebral palsy footballers, and I also do some work with the International Federation of Cerebral Palsy Football. I produce their monthly updates, monthly sports updates, monthly football updates. So go and check them out if you haven't already. But yeah, I'd probably say the CP footballers, because I can relate to them in terms of they have a real passion, but they found another way to get involved in football. So that really inspires me to do what I'm doing now and to still show that I can be involved in football. So people like Jack Rutter, Martin Sinclair, Harry Baker, all of those people that I've mentioned, they're all inspirations of mine. Until next time, goodbye and up the Villa. Hit the subscribe button and follow my journey to the media world. Click the video choices on screen to see more of my work.